Good morning. Hi, welcome to my channel. Let me turn on a light because it's shadowy. Let's see if this helps the shadows. Let's see. Because I want you to be able to see this section. Did that help? I think that did. It's still a little shadowy, but it's black. But good morning, welcome to my channel, Diamonds and Traveling with Diamonds. This is a diamond painting channel. Today we're going to do a WIP in chat. WIP stands for work in progress and chatting your ear off. I'm going to chat with you about my life and some things, and I do want to shout out to my 10 subscribers. I'm so excited that you've joined my little community, and I hope I can put out content that you'll enjoy. You know, be sure to subscribe if you like watching my content. I put out WIP and chats. I'll do unboxings, kind of months in review of what I finished, and some more things when I come up with some more ideas. Maybe I'll get some, different ideas for what kind of content to put out. I don't have a regular schedule yet of when I'm putting things out. I'm putting out a WIP and chat probably around Saturday. I'll try to do that every Saturday. It kind of depends on when I can get them filmed and when I can get them edited, and then look for maybe a second video in the week, most weeks, like an unboxing of what's come to me, what I've received, and that may come midweek. But I'm still working on that. I'm still trying to decide if I want to have regular time I post a WIP and chat and a regular time I post a second video, or if I'm just gonna kind of post them when I finish them. I'm trying to figure that out right now. So let's see if we can get this plastic up on this section. Whoa, it's stuck. Okay. So that just depends on what works out. I may have a better schedule as time kind of moves forward. So I want to make sure we're in frame. We're working on this section of the cat today. Let me show you a picture of the artwork I have. Can you see that? Yeah. I have unboxed this on my channel if you want to go watch that video. But this is Trick or Treat with Black Cat from Randall Spangler. It is a big square Halloween kit that I'm working on for Drills and Chills. I'm using a Muni Made tray. This is one of their new style trays with the flat part here and the magnet top. And then I'm using a pen from Enabler's Outpost with the blues and the purples that kind of match the kit. So yeah, I'm working on this for Drills and Chills. I'm having fun. I finished one section, one row, let's see, 2 rows. When I'm on the 3rd row, I'm like halfway through the 3rd row, and there's 8 rows. So, or I think there's like 8.5 rows. So that's what I'm working on. I'm making very good progress. I hope to finish it before the end of October to enter for the grand prize. I don't expect to win, because there's thousands, literally thousands of people who enter this event. And, you know, but it's fun. It's fun to think that, you know, it's fun to think that, you know, all these different people are working on kits for, you know, this one event. It's just fun. So we'll be working on this kit today in this section. It's a lot of line blocking, and yeah. So I finally received, here, one second. There we go. I'll zoom you out a little bit. And I received my half-size Temu Elizabeth Ward style trays. I'm not a big fan of Temu, but if you can see that, I think it's in frame. I can zoom you out a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. You can kind of see my setup here, but here's the half-size trays to put and this is Elizabeth Ward style. This is a knockoff, obviously, from Temu, but it's a half-size tray. So the full ones, which I don't think will fit in frame, the full one, I'll try. You can kind of see the full one. But I ran out of space in the full one, so it's nice to have the half one to do the leftover drills that don't fit in the full one. So that's exciting. Zoom you back into my diamond painting. So that's exciting that those finally came from, you know, China, and I've been tracking them, and I deleted the Temu app. I'm sure in the future there will be something that that I want to do that will require, you know, something I want to buy that maybe requires a Chinese knockoff again, and maybe I'll use Temu again. But what I don't like about Temu is I don't like the app when it's a bad app experience, because you go on the app and it's like, here's your free gift and free gift and free gift and free do this and free gift and you know, free gift with purchase and free gift for being here, and it's like it throws all these like, you know, thinking and diamond painting this morning is hard. Talking and diamond painting this morning is hard. It is early in the morning. It is 5:25 a.m. where I am. But I was awake, and this was what I wanted to do, was film my WIP and chat. So yeah. Drink some of my iced tea. What was I saying? You know, so the Temu app, it's just in your face. And I don't like that. I don't want to have my app experience and shopping experience to be in my face. Like, that's not fun at all to me. And so I have gladly deleted the Temu app. I will unsubscribe to all their emails, but I will enjoy my half-size Elizabeth Ward trays. I did buy 5 of them, and they all arrived. So yesterday I got a few packages. I had some packages. I had multiple packages that were supposed to be delivered yesterday, like contact lenses, some compounded medicine, some like diamond paintings from D-Stashes, and then Diamond Art Club, you know, Diamond Art Club purchases and these Temu trays and some other stuff. Like, I had a lot of things that were supposed to be delivered yesterday, and most of them came. I got a D-stash of, I've decided, so back up. I love Randall Spangler. You can tell from this Randall Spangler kit I'm working on, although it has very zoomed in, so you're probably not seeing anything but the black cat's black fur. But the I had 4 of the castles, the Randall Spangler houses that are the different seasons. I had all 4 seasons, and then I de-stashed them, which I'm having the problem of, I'm regretting my de-stashes when I do them, and then I buy back things that, you know, I de-stashed, and it's becoming a cycle. And so anyway, I bought the Some Enchanted Evening off a de-stash on the Discord, and it arrived. And then yesterday I bought the Springtime Splendor off of Facebook de-stash. So I have the winter. This is the Some Enchanted Evening, I think, is the summer. The fall one I bought from Diamond Art Club, and then the spring one I got from the Facebook de-stash. So all of them, so I should have all of them shortly. And then they're hard to store because they're humongous. And they'll be big. Like, I had the thought of, wouldn't it be fun to spend like 2026 just working on Randall Spangler houses, you know, for each season. So who knows, maybe I'll do something like that. It may or may not be the, you know, thing I want to do. It might get a little repetitive. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But that could be fun to actually get these Randall Spangler. I'm not as scared of the big kit anymore since I'm working on this big kit, because I work on a TV tray. I think you could see it when I zoomed out. I work on a TV tray. It's a wide TV tray. It's probably 4 inches wide, maybe 28 inches wide. How wide is this kit? Do I have the? I don't have the thing. But so this kit it lays over the side, but it's fine. It lays over the side a couple of inches, and then it lays over the back a couple inches, but that's fine. I think I can work on the big kits. But what I also did yesterday, I really need to stop spending so much money, is I bought one of the Joann's crafting tables, one of the ones that folds up, because I think I can fold it up and put it in my guest room and just get it out for when I craft. And I you know, and I can use it for filming too, because right now I do my unboxings on my kitchen counter, and it works. But on a craft table that I can unfold and make larger, that might work better. But what I'm also thinking of is it's a place I can sew. I have a quilt from that I need to finish. So my mom and I, my mom passed away in 2020 of ALS. And when she loved quilting. It was something she picked up kind of later in life, but she loved quilting, and she was making a quilt, or she had the fabric to make a quilt for my brother, and it's all black and white. And so when she was bound to a wheelchair and her hands were starting to go, you know, she couldn't quilt. So I would go, and this was during COVID, I would go and go to my parents' house on the weekends. At the time, they lived in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I lived in I live in Huntsville. So I would go and I'd work on the quilt. I'd cut out the pieces, and while she kind of watched, so she got to kind of participate, but by watching, but she and I have that quilt top, and it's all in squares. All the squares are done. They just need to be sewn together. And then I'll probably send it off to be quilted. Because I just want it nicer than I can do. And it's a big quilt. And my new craft table that's coming, hopefully I'll be able to pull out the sewing machine and sew a little bit sometimes, and finish that quilt. I'm going to put that as a goal for 2026 maybe, is to get that quilt finished. So uh-oh, my drills popped. Sometimes I push too hard and my drills pop. What's going on? We have one more missing. So yeah, so I bought that. I don't know when it'll come, but it folds up like it. So I have my dad has my mom's old craft table, but it's big and it folds up too. But it's much bigger than the one I just bought. I'm pretty sure. And it has all these like drawers and stuff in it, which will be nice. This folding table is literally just a folding craft table. There's no drawers, there's no so I'm hoping I can put it at the foot of the bed in my guest room, because I live in a 2-bedroom apartment and my guest room is my office and everything else. So I'm hoping that there was a sale on those Joann's craft tables. The Diamond Art Club somehow ended up with them, and I got the thing for like $90 or something like that. It wasn't very expensive. So another big box. I sometimes get big boxes of things to my apartment, but I'll be excited to see how that works out, having that craft table. But I've got to stop buying everything I want. I've got to stick to my budget a little bit better. I use the app YNAB. You Need a Budget, and I recommend that to anybody who wants a budgeting app. I think it's the every dollar gets a job kind of. Who's that? Dave Ramsey kind of thing. But so you assign all your money to categories. It's kind of like the envelope, the digital thing of the envelopes with budgeting. So you put the money in the different categories, and so I use YNAB, and I just need to stop. I had an emergency fund, and I need to stop dipping into it for diamond painting. That's not the right things to dip into. I had some overtime, so it wasn't really dipping into my emergency fund, but I did move some money over from my savings to cover some of my purchases, which is not good. We need to do better with that. I need to make sure I keep my savings, especially I'm spending a lot of money on a plastic surgery in November, so I need to keep the money for that. I need to keep the money to pay back I need to be able to pay back that loan that I took from myself. I actually took a loan out from my 401k that's going to pay for my plastic surgery. So black drills, I don't mind placing black drills, but you know, they're hard to see. They blend together. They're hard to count. I don't find diamond art clubs to be trash prone. The 310s here. Oh, I found a color in this kit. Let me see if I can find it. Found a color in this kit, and it's the same. I don't think the lighting's right for this, but there's the same color as my nails. It's 340. So my nails are maybe a little darker, but that nice purpley periwinkle kind of color. I thought that was fun. It's part of the background of this kit. Let's see. So I kind of went on a tangent, but yeah, I've been ordering a little too much, kind of increasing my stash, which becomes a storage issue too, because I store my kits in their boxes under my bed, and you can only store so many kits under the bed. You know, there's just only so much space. But then I found out that I can store kits under my furniture in my bedroom, like my dresser and my chest. You know, you can fit a kit underneath those. So, and I have the guest bedroom too, and I have some space under that bed, so I can put the kits. So I can put some kits there. We'll just have to see how it... Oops, I think I... No, that one's supposed to be... No, that one's supposed to be... What did I do? I think I put a black where it wasn't supposed to be. I have to check them all. Black, 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 black. Maybe it was all supposed to be black. I don't know. If you just saw me cover up a symbol, let me know. It wasn't black. I think visually this isn't going to be the prettiest WIP and chat, because we're zoomed real in on a very black square. I'm in the squares of this black cat right now. There's quite a few. There's another one after this that you can maybe see over here. There's a lot of black in a black cat. So you know, speaking of my black cat, Eva, she has upper respiratory infection. So what we think, so I got Eva when she was a year old, and she has a clipped ear. So she was, and I think she came from Tennessee, and she's all black, and she's, and we think, so the rescue group that I got her from thinks that they thought she was adoptable, and so they thought she would be, I guess, feral, and that's why they clipped her ear. But she is not feral. She is a sweet, loving, wonderful house cat, and she has a little clipped ear, but we don't know a whole lot about her kitten, you know, hood, but we think the vet and, you know, my research, we think she contracted the herpes virus Golly, I messed that up. We think she contracted the herpes virus when she was a kitten. And it causes upper respiratory symptoms in cats. And the problem with the herpes virus is it stays in their system, or it can stay in their system for their whole life. And you can get reoccurring infections because she's an indoor cat. So the only place she's going to get, any infections from is me or things I bring in. But because she's an indoor cat, so it is weird that she gets these infections. But she got a really bad one, I want to say, I don't remember how long ago. Has it been this year or is it last year? Hard to say. But she got a what happened there? She had another infection, and she gets super snotty like a little kid, and she sneezes and snot goes everywhere, and if it lasts more than a few days, we have to go get the eye drops and the medicines because she can get a bacterial infection from it. So we're just on day 2 today of my noticing her symptoms. So we'll see if Monday we have to go to the vet or if it kind of starts clearing up and stays. Like, we wait and see if she can't breathe very well with the snot and stuff like that. And then we get medicine. And it's hard to give medicine to a cat. I've tried liquid with her, and I can get some of it in her mouth, but I haven't tried to pill her. And I can get the eye drops kind of in her eyes, That's a hard one too. So she's doing okay. She's playing and stuff like that, so she doesn't feel too bad. She just has really goopy eyes and snot. She sneezes. So, poor thing. I looked it up, and it doesn't seem to, shorten their lifespans or anything to have these reoccurring infections, but it's just one of those things she gets. I don't know what stresses out a house cat, but, she got a little stressed. I was out of town last weekend, things like that can stress out a cat. She loves a cat sitter, but, who knows what, kitties think about when I'm gone. So yeah, we'll just wait and see and hope that she starts feeling better. So last weekend was Labor Day. I went and hung out with my dad in Georgia. I got to see a good friend from college who I haven't seen in years, and see her kids who are already 9 years old, and it was great to go to her house and see her dogs and her cat. Her cat was like the friendliest cat ever. It just about jumped, it just about jumps in your arms. Like, it's a very friendly cat. Her dogs are very friendly. She rescues German Shepherds, especially ones that are older. And there's something wrong with it. See, the problem is with these black drills is you can't see them. You can't see they blend together so well, you can't see them. I do think they color block well because they blend together so well, but I can't even see if my placing is straight. I just try to get it on the symbol. Because I think somewhere I have a zagged kind of zagged line here. Zagging line. But I don't know. It's just hard to see. But this weekend, I hung out with my dad. We watched college football. which I like college football. I don't get into the like commentary of it or the like sometimes I'll watch game day, but on ESPN, but like and I may watch it today. But I have some other things I wanted to watch. But I will definitely watch Georgia Tech play if I can get that on the ESPN app. I can't remember who they're playing, but it's a small school. And or I think it's a small school. And yeah, so I'll watch that. So I watched Georgia Tech play last Friday and they won. And I like to watch Alabama play because I live in Alabama. My parents both worked at the University of Alabama in the past. My dad's retired now. And yeah, so I got to hang out with my dad and go see my friend. So that was a lot of fun. You know, and with the college football, like, I don't know how I feel about the NIL deals. The name, likeness, name, image, likeness things. Like, and some part of me is like, yeah, you should probably be paying these kids because you make so much money off of them. But then I also see the problems with giving 19-year-olds millions of dollars. You know? It's almost like, because it's college and stuff like that, like, you should almost require them to have a money management class or something like that, you know, and, you know, get them just start teaching them about investing and budgeting and things like that. Because I know when I was 19, I was not so good at that stuff. You know, I'm still struggling with that stuff, and I'm 44. I don't struggle with it like I did when I was 19, but yeah, the air conditioning came on. So but the NIL deals, yeah, those are interesting. And then I like the college that they've gone to college football playoffs. I do still think the rankings are a little weird and how they decide who goes to the playoffs. I wish there was more of a like a regional, I don't know, like tournament and stuff like that. Like they don't really, you know, they take the conference champs, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a little weird how college football works now, but I don't follow the NFL. I don't find that fun to watch. I think college football to me is fun to watch because there's still some like fun and trick plays and things like that, but I don't get into the NFL. That doesn't appeal to me. I have to push these drills down. There we go. Again, I have to rub my finger over them to even tell if they're placed right. What an interesting thing. The middle of the cat. When a kit this big, you have squares that are just cat. Just cat fur. I do think that the shading is really good on this black cat because I notice on my black cat the way the light hits her and stuff like that. She does have the shading of the grays and things like that. Even though she's fully black, she has a white, not fully black, she has a white like locket. And she has on her belly, you know, like on her chest, she has a white locket, but she's all black aside from that. And I don't have any updates from Wally. He is healthy. He doesn't seem to catch anything. Like, I don't think that the herpes virus can be transmitted. Like, you know, I have to look that up with these reoccurrences that she's getting. Can it be transmitted to Wally? He hasn't caught it yet, and we've had reoccurrence twice. And he hasn't seemed to catch it because he, you know, cleans her and stuff like that. He licks the snot right off of her. And I know that's gross, but they're cats. And so he doesn't seem to pick up the virus, which is good. I don't want 2 sick cats. So the trying to see. Hopefully I'm getting a good image and you can see me diamond painting here, but maybe the camera's picking up where the drills are going better than I can see it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Misplaced that line. Come here. You come here. Misplaced that line. So on the Discord, it's been fun to post pictures for drills and chills. I kind of like the Discord a little bit better than the Facebook group. It's been fun to post pictures of the kits and stuff like that for drills and chills, and be able to kind of see some of the YouTubers that I watch post, you know, things on the Discord. So that's fun. And on the Discord, we're doing a walking challenge. The gingerbread run club for the Crafters Den. I think the goal was to, like, the goal that it's Sophie from the Diamond Painting Help Desk. She's a YouTuber. She's the one who, like, owns the Discord. And she said she was going to try during September to do 1 mile at least every day. And so she invited people to join her in this endeavor, to walk 1 mile, or some people run it. So I was like, I like that challenge. I need to get out and walk as much as I can. So so I did that, and we're on the Strava app, which I used the Strava app for a work walking challenge 1 year. Work has a new app now that they use for their walking challenges, but we used the Strava app 1 year. And yeah, so that's fun. So we're on day 6, so I've gotten 5 days of my walking. I do about 1.5 miles. I do about 1.5 miles most days, and I've done it every day. Some days I do a little bit more. So trying to get my walks in. We'll probably walk early this morning because it's supposed to rain mid-morning, but it's supposed to be cool today. It's not supposed to get out of the 70s, so that's nice. That'll feel more like fall. Not getting out, not being in the 80s. I don't like popping. We're popping drills like crazy, and I don't know where they go. They like disappear. I think that's the problem with not being able to see the black tins, is they pop. And on this tight grid, if I don't place them just right, I push on them a little bit too much. So, taking a while to diamond paint these black things. Yeah, so my workouts are going pretty well. They had to move me to 5:30 most of my workouts, 5:30 in the morning, And I don't mind that, but I don't want to go any earlier than 5:30. I go on Mondays and Wednesdays, and on Wednesdays I like the real early because I have an 8 o'clock meeting, that I need to be ready for. So, I try to, gosh, what is happening? Just join in the line. So I like having the early workout because then I can come home and shower and get ready and get to the office in time for my meeting. On Fridays I work from home. So, on Fridays I don't have the, rushing to get ready, to take a shower, to, get to the office or anything like that. I just kind of sign on when it's time to sign on, which is about 7:30 is when my day officially, that's my official hours, is 7:30 to 5:15, and then half day on Friday. So Friday's just 7:30 to 11:30. Those are my official hours. I had an appointment this week, so I need to make up some time. I made up some time yesterday, a little bit, but I might try to make up some time this weekend. I definitely have some things I need to do. Some construction issues I need to deal with. I have jobs in construction. I have a lot of jobs in construction right now. And I need to deal with some construction issues. Which happen. We're not perfect designers. Things happen. So, but those are harder challenges, so we have to work on that. I'm trying to see how long we've been diamond painting. 42 minutes. So I've been reading, there's one of the drills that disappeared. I've been reading through Audible, through, listening to The Starless Sea. Finally getting into The Starless Sea, and it's getting good. And so I'm excited to listen to that while I diamond paint. And I do find I can pay attention to it while I diamond paint. Sometimes when I listen to audiobooks when I walk, I lose the attention. I don't know why. I can listen to podcasts while I walk and keep attention, but sometimes with the audiobooks, I think it's also because this book, I don't want to give away any of it, but there's because of the different stories that are going on, there's different narrators, and some of the narrators are a little harder to follow than others, and I think it's sometimes what they're talking about. But The Starless Sea, I don't know how far, I don't know how to tell. I think I have 11 hours left or something. It's a long book, but so I don't know how far I am on it. So we'll have to, but it's been fun to listen to it in diamond paint. And then I need to start getting back into reading, I have so many books I want to read. I got new glasses so I can read better at night. My first pair of transition lenses to have the bifocals without the line. So yeah, I got new glasses. I'm still waiting on my contacts. They weren't delivered yesterday, so they'll probably be delivered today. Last time I checked, they were in Atlanta. So we'll see what the UPS the post office. We'll see when they come. Yeah, all those packages, some of them didn't, like my Diamond Art Club didn't come, my contacts didn't come, one of my Amazon packages didn't come. They were all delayed. So don't know what that's about. But I think it just happens. So we'll see what packages I get today. Some of them won't come till next week. So we'll just see. There's a package locker where I live, at the mailboxes. And I've had trouble before where I get the package locker that's right underneath my mailbox. It's number 6. And I get the key and it says number 6 and it will not turn in the keyhole. And so I've had this happen a few times. And so today I was it was my Temu half-size Elizabeth Ward trays that I was really curious to get. So I called the post office and I was like, I live at the apartments and blah, 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 blah. The package box is stuck. I can't turn the key. And I said, and I've had this happen before. And he's like, I'll send somebody out. And so I go back down there at like 5:30 in the evening when I think maybe somebody's come by. I pull the key out. It's still in the P6. And I look at it and I realize it says 9, not 6. It says 9, not 6. And then so I go to 9 and I can open it and my package is there. And then I'm wondering, how often have I done this where I've looked at that key, thought it was 6 because I looked at it upside down and couldn't get it to turn in 6 and left it there. Is this the cause every time? Has they given me the 9 key instead of the 6 key, which is fine. They can give me whichever key. There's like 15, 14, 16 package lockers, because it's a big complex. And it's a big building that I live in. And, and then I'm thinking, oh my gosh, has this happened every time that I've gotten that stuck? Has I really been a 9? But anyway, I'm glad I figured that out. Feel kind of embarrassed about that. But, that's what happens sometimes. So, yeah, I got the new glasses and I got new contacts. And so my up-close vision has been going because I'm 44 and it just happens. And so you do the, trombone, kind of thing where you move the stuff in and out. And used to, when I would read at night, I could just take my contacts out. And if I set the Kindle on a big, on a big letters, not ridiculously big letters, but, bigger letters, I could read it without my contacts in. I could, I could read, my eyes had some up-close vision. That's gone away. That is no longer a thing. So, and my up-close vision is going away. I asked the doctor what actually happens, like what's the mechanism there that causes that to happen, and it's that your eyes, the muscles in your eyes start to, because they're aging, they start to stiffen. And you can't make the focus that you used to with the with your eyes. You can't focus it like you used to, and it's because the muscles have started to stiffen. So as you get older, those muscles just and that are involved in focusing to do the up close, they just stiffen and they kind of stop working. So that's happening to me. So what we do with my contacts, and I've been doing this for a few years, is one of them is for up close and one of them is for distance. So, and that works fine. My brain got used to it just fine. I've been doing it for years. My brain just does it automatically. I don't have to think about it that, I'm using one eye for up close and one eye for far away. Yeah, I don't have to think about that at all. So my glasses, which I have irregular astigmatism, I've been diagnosed off and on with keratoconus. But I've kind of, as the years have gone by, the doctors have kind of dropped that diagnosis. It's hard to drop a diagnosis once you have one, but they've kind of dropped that diagnosis a little bit, and it's really just an irregular astigmatism plus the nearsightedness. So for a long, long time, getting a pair of glasses was nearly impossible that would work. And there's this absolutely wonderful, that I wish I could find again, video on YouTube about why it's hard to fit glasses to astigmatism. And yeah, it was just, I wish I could find that video again, because it was so interesting. But nowadays, the technology is just that much better. They can, get me a pretty good glasses prescription. And it gives me a little bit of a headache. But if I wore them more, walking around and stuff, I would get more used to them. What's cute is I got baby blue frames. And when I was 5 years old, my first pair of glasses, I had baby blue frames. So in 1986, I had baby blue frames, and I remember that. And I was telling my dad, and he remembers it too. He remembers those baby blue frames from when I was 5 years old. And, nowadays they put glasses on even younger kids, but back then 5 was about the age they'd give you glasses. But nowadays, with the vision I had as a kid, they would have put me in glasses as a baby. But yeah, so new glasses. So I have glasses to put on to read at night. So hopefully, because I start going to bed around 8 o'clock on most nights, which I know that sounds probably really early to a lot of people, but when you work out at 5:30, you need to be asleep by 9 to get enough sleep. So I go to sleep pretty early, but like I said, I probably need to be asleep by 9. So if I kind of hurry and get into bed, I'd have 30 minutes or so I could read, maybe a little longer, maybe 45. So and I have my glasses now, so I think I can read some more. So what am I going to read? Well, I'm already listening to The Starless Sea, so I'm not going to switch back and forth, because I've tried to do that before between audiobook and Kindle. You can switch back and forth. There's they talk to each other because they're both Amazon products, and you can kind of read it. But that is hard on my brain. When you've been listening to it and then you start reading it, I don't know. That's hard on my brain. So the book, so I look at Goodreads sometimes, and I had a friend post that this Brandon Sanderson book was just the best book she'd ever read. And I looked it up, and it's a standalone, it's not part of a big series. It's part of a world I forget what the world is called, the universe or whatever that the book is in. So there's other books in that universe, but and it's called, what's it called? Tress of the Emerald. So I'm kind of excited to try to read that. I follow some diamond painting YouTubers, and I've heard some of them talk about Brandon Sanderson. So, and he is the guy who finished the Wheel of Time books for, what was that author's name? Something Jordan. And I've always been kind of interested. I was, I had a friend, I had a guy I dated actually for a while, and he was reading the Wheel of Time, and this was years and years and years ago. He was reading the Wheel of Time books, and I think I have some of them on my Kindle, but anyway, the author died, and so he wasn't able to finish the story. So Brandon Sanderson is the one that got in there and finished it. So I have that, and then there's the, what is it called? So there's a series that I kind of enjoy that's a very unique kind of world, and it's called The Bone Season is the first one, and the fifth one just came out. There's supposed to be 7 eventually, but I'm trying to remember what happened in the 4th one, but I remember being just absolutely devastated at the end of the 4th one. So not the best cliffhanger in the world, because it just devastated me. Like, I was so upset with how what was happening to the characters, and so just really, really upset with what was going on there. So I've tried to reread the 4th book so I can remember what happened, and I just know what's coming so much that I dread it. So I'm struggling mentally with, am I going to start that 5th book? And I think it's called The Mirror Rising, The Mirror or something. And am I going to start that 5th book, or am I going to finish the 4th book that I reread? And I just don't know. That's a hard one. We finished all the black in this section. Oh, but I see one. We finished all the black in this section, and then I see one. We're getting one drill out sometimes is hard. I really just stick my pin in there and hope it sticks to one. So yeah, I'm torn. This series that I absolutely loved just absolutely devastated me in the 4th book, in the end of the 4th book. And so I'm trying to decide, am I going to start the 5th book and just try to remember the devastation, or am I going to try to relive the devastation? Because I do get invested in these fictional characters, and they can devastate me. And so yeah, that's what I'm reading. But the Starless Sea has gotten really good, and so I'm excited. This weekend I don't have very many plans, so I'm excited to listen to the Starless Sea and diamond paint, and hopefully do some laundry and some other things like that. But yeah, so that's fun. So what else am I listening to and watching and stuff? I watch a lot of YouTube. It's Halloween season at Disney World and Universal already, so I like that content that comes on. And then like today I'm gonna rewatch a live stream from last night from Disney World, let me show you something on this kit. Let me see if I can find here, right here. Can you see this? There's Clover, Spade. and they're both grays, and they're both gray with white, and they are a little tricky to see when it goes clover, clover, spade, when they're right next to each other. And they're like, those are clovers, those are spades. Those are clovers, those are spades. I have to think about it a lot because those are very similar symbols, you know, on my eyes. And all through this cat that happens, and I've wished that it didn't. Because I'm afraid I'm putting down the wrong thing on certain ones. Because right now I'm working on spades. So I want to make sure not to put down any spade color gray on the clover colored gray, the club. So anyway, but yeah, I'm watching. So today I'm gonna rewatch a live stream from Mickey's Not So Scary because I'm not able to go this year. So so it's nice to watch the live stream and watch some people go. And then I watch Katie, and I'm excited for Drills and Chills, and she will have her weekly video out, and Lindsay will have a weekly video that'll come out today. So fun to watch that and enter for the weekly prizes. I don't expect to win, but it's fun to think about winning, maybe. You know, you never know but the odds are just that I'm not going to. But I'm excited to enter anyway, and I want to have my channel get big enough to where I can do an event, or I can help host an event. That'll be a long-term goal for me, is to have my channel get big enough to where we can do an event. I guess we could do an event with a small amount of people. It'll be a small event, but maybe my channel grows a little bit and we can do an event, or I can help host an event with somebody else. There's some great diamond painting events out there. It's just fun to work on a kit when you know that everybody else is working on their Halloween kits and stuff like that. It's just fun. But yeah, I think that's about it. I watch YouTube mostly. I'm not watching any other TV shows right now. I don't know, I take a break sometimes from TV. I was watching Sullivan's Crossings, or no. What was it? I forget. It's on Netflix. But I've kind of decided I don't want to watch it lately. So listening and to my book, and I listen to podcasts. I like the Stuff You Should Know podcast. I like the 10-minute, what is it, Happier podcast. I like Adam Conover this podcast. So I listen to podcasts while I walk a lot. Sometimes when I run, and sometimes when I diamond paint, but I do listen to some like obesity podcasts. I forget the names of them. But because I consider myself to still have obesity, even though I'm at a healthy BMI now. I identify with that, which I guess would bug some people. That might not be, what people like, but that's okay. But I think I'm going to wrap this up. I think we are over an hour now. So it's been great to chat with you today, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful Saturday. And be sure to like and subscribe and send me comments. And If you got to the end of the podcast, thank you. I mean, the podcast. If you got to the end of the video, why don't you do an emoji of something black, like a black cat or a black bat or something black, because that's what we placed today, was a lot of 310. So, yeah, put an emoji in the chat for me, and I will see you again at the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.